put that over there?
Yeah.
Right at a terrible angle.
We are out here by the pigs this morning. Today is the day that we are harvesting Fatty, our male, castrated male pig. We're keeping the 2 females for now. So we're just out here getting set up this morning. About 15 minutes or so, we're gonna take the shot. So we're just getting prepared. We're gonna give them some milk. That'll keep them steady. The only time really pigs stay still is when they're drinking. So we got milk for all 3 pigs. We got 3 pans. And then as soon as they calm down, we'll take the shot and begin the harvesting process from there. So just a few minutes here, we'll get started. Okay, we have our burn barrel set up. It's been going for about 2 hours now. We want the water temp to be about 140. So we're at 139. Basically 140. So we can always cool it down. It's gonna heat up a little bit more. We're probably half hour out from getting the pig inside the scalder. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. And we can always add some cold water to cool it down if we need to, but we should be good there. We got the winch up there. We have a hand winch in case the electric winch fails. And then we got the gambrel on there, so we'll hoist them up, and then we're gonna scald. You could skin. We enjoy the skin. We eat the skin, so we're gonna scald and scrape, and then we will save the skin once it's broken down. All right, since the pig is right here, where we want to take the shot, if you draw an X from the ear to the eye, is, let's see, right about here is where we want to take the shot. So draw an imaginary X between from the right ear to left eye, left ear to right eye, and then right in the crosshairs of that is where you want to take the shot. Well, unfortunately that did not go as we planned. I missed the mark on the first shot. I shot slightly low. So it did not drop the pig as we had planned. So I kind of freaked out a little bit, and then we took another shot, dispatched it, and then that was it. So this next part is going to pick up with us cutting the trotters to hang it on the gambrel to then go ahead and scald and proceed with the process. So again, we can't share this stuff we can't share the shot on YouTube due to their community guidelines. So it was a missed shot, and it was kind of a bummer, but we dispatched them as soon as we could right afterwards, and we'll learn from this and hopefully not make that mistake in the future. Okay, so in the back here on the trotter, there's a tendon. That's where you want to make your cut to hang him.
Oh, okay.
And the hook will go through there. Let me get some hooks. So that will hold the pig up. We'll do that on all 4. You can kind of feel the tendon here, and that's where you want to cut. It's just below. It's got 2 toenails here, and then there's a soft area, and then there's the bone here. So it's between those 2, right about there. That hook slides in and then he'll hang right from there. Okay, we got the water temp. We're at 100 and basically 145. It's a little warm, but by the time we put the pig in there, it should cool down a little bit. So we're gonna get the pig washed off. I'm just gonna spray him off with a hose, get him cleaned up, and then we're gonna go ahead and scald the first half. Okay. Okay, now we got him hung up. His total weight is 267.6. He's just bled out, so that's not hanging weight yet. That's just the weight off the hoof. So we're gonna drop him down. It's about 5 minutes per side. So once we scrape one side, we'll have to flip him over and do the other side. So we'll drop him down now. Is there anything on there that's gonna be wet? It's gonna spill. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes or so. We checked it after 5, it wasn't quite ready. As you can see, this is our most recent test spot. So when you scrape, all the hair comes off. So he seems to be pretty good. You can just kind of pull the hair off. So we'll pull them up and then we'll scrape. Scrape away. Not at all.
Doesn't matter. You do it aside, just moving aside.
I'm the farthest away.
Okay, so we attempted to scald it. We were kind of struggling a little bit. It wasn't working, so we're just going to skin it. We typically save the skin for pork rinds, chicharrones, but we're just going to skin it. So make the first cut, just kind of come down, right down the middle. When you get to the pizzle, you go to each side of it, and then you go farther down. So we'll make the first cut. You just want to go through the layer of skin. Through the first layer of skin. I think that knife is the one I used. Pig has a huge layer of fat here, so just gently going to cut through. You never want to poke. Okay, so here we got the vent that goes to the pizzle, so we'll follow that down and cut. We cut around the pizzle, but we want to get that with the tube out because we don't know how full the bladder is. So we'll flip that back and then we can cut around the vent. So Again, I'm just making soft cuts and it'll cut through the fat. Never want to poke or prod inside of there.
Back over this way.
Why you don't want to hit me in the face? Okay, so you want to be very careful when you get into here. You just want to go nice and light. And then what I do is put my 2 fingers here and pull this lining away from the intestines. And then cut between your 2 fingers. The other option is you can take a hook and go down that way. So then this fat that's in here will just rips pretty easy. And then this is going to expose all the intestines in there.
Huh? You're off, right? Actually, okay, keep doing that. You look like you're a little bit closer on.
Once we finished cutting the pig in half, we put them in 2 coolers to chill overnight on ice. The next morning we started by cutting each side into 3 sections. The ham, which is the back leg, the loin and the belly, which is in the middle, and then the front leg, which is the Boston butt and picnic area. From there we broke each section down into manageable pieces. There's a few different ways to do this. I'm definitely not a professional at this, so for us and what we like to eat, we did a lot of roasts. Even if they're smaller roasts, those have a lot more use for us than the real large roast, just being really 2 people that eat it. So there's a bunch of different videos out there if you want to learn how to do this. I did not make kind of a how-to video on breaking down a hog, because again, this is my first time breaking down a whole hog and I'm not a professional at it. So with the bacon, we're probably in the minority here. We don't eat a ton of bacon. We would much rather have pork belly in the freezer. I like to barbecue, and pork belly has a lot more uses for us than bacon. We can find local sources for good organic pasture-raised bacon, and it's not that expensive for the times that we do eat bacon. So we just elected to put the pork belly in the freezer, and then once the first side is done, we just took out the other side and repeated the same thing. For this project with the pig, and we also use it for the chicken, we bought a chamber vacuum sealer, and that thing is a game changer. Tina said, why didn't we have this thing sooner? It's so much better than the cheaper food saver type vacuum sealers that you get that tend to leak liquid and all that stuff. So we had all of our bag seal on all the chickens that we broke down and all the pork, and we're planning to use this thing for a long time to come. So it worked out so much better than the regular cheaper vacuum sealers that are out there. And for the all the scraps that we cut off and some of the fat, we ground it up into ground pork. We have a few different recipes we use for sausages, so we're gonna kind of play with those for the next year or 6 months, however long that pork lasts us, and then kind of narrow down which ones we want. And then next year we'll stuff sausage into links, and then also have ground too. So this year's kind of just playing with the recipes, seeing which ones we like, to then go ahead and make the sausage next year. So we just ground up the pork. I think we ended with 28 pounds of ground pork. We got 28 pounds of fat as well to cook down for lard, and then we ended up with 98 and a quarter pounds of pork from Fatty, our boar hog, castrated male hog. So pretty good haul. We're happy with how things ended up. It's definitely a learning process. It's the first time we've done this, so we learned a lot for next year. Hopefully the next time we do a pig or a sheep or cow, it goes a little bit smoother, and then we're just learning every time we're doing it. We're brand new to all this, so there's definitely a learning curve. So that's where we're gonna end this video. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.